Okay, so before we begin updating the 1000-year blower tier list, I figure I may as well tell you guys my ranking for the new Bambietta, Quilge, and Ebern that did drop not too long ago, because I'm not going to be updating the top 10 list anytime soon until we get a bit more characters to then massively update it. So yeah, in terms of Bambietta, I definitely have to put her among like the top 3 best for technique, more than likely between number 2 and number 3, but if I were to give out my own personal opinion, at number 2, Quilge easy number 2 for heart, and then Ebern somewhere along the lines of being a bottom 5, top 5 unit, because he does fit the criteria as an actual farmer, and we'll get into that in the video. But now, with that being said, yo, play my goddamn intro, you motherfucker! Alright, what is going on, you guys? This is your boy, the Taskmaster, and welcome back to yet another Bleach Brave Souls video. And today we are going to be updating the 1000-year blower tier list once again. And believe it or not, this is the third take I had to do for this type of video in particular. The first time was because I didn't properly test out all the resurrected 1000-year blower characters, and I thought Orihime would be better than what I gave credit for, but it turns out that wasn't the case, so I had to pretty much redo it. And then on the second take, I completely fumbled the ranking of the speed characters and forgot to pretty much fix it when I reset. So yeah, here we are with the third take and hoping that I don't fumble, and if it was a fumble, then this would be a 4th or 5th take. Which honestly, I'm quite tired because I want to be done with this fucking video already. But anyways, we're updating this because we did get resurrections for Oetsu, Ichibe, and Orihime, and of course we got the 3 new Sternriders right here, being Bambietta. Well, she's not really new, she's still a remake, but fuck it, because the speed one is pretty much outdated, not that good anymore. And then Quilge for the first time ever in the game and is a god, and then Ebern, who is a great farmer at that. So yeah, we're going to be updating this. Keep in mind, Core 2 is going to be ending this month, so we don't know if the resurrections are going to be coming to a halt, and if they do plan to prolong the 1000-year blower banners. If anything, if I were to make my own prediction, I don't see another 1000-year blower banner until like maybe somewhere in like November or December directly, or even New Year's. I'm hoping it's New Year's just so that way we have more time to save for these upcoming 1000-year blower characters, but that has yet to be seen. So with that being said and done, let's just go ahead and update the list. And yeah, starting off with Ichibe, who is the brave battle character of the bunch. Yeah, shout outs to Soldex, even though right now it's not updated in the actual site, but in-game he did pick up some noteworthy upgrades to make him a bit more usable in PvP, which I already remember that I can list them out. So he picked up normal tech damage of 16% via the secondary soul trait, right? So that's already pretty good, and his bruiser got buffed from 20% to 30%. So with that, 26% increased normal tag damage as a whole, allowing him to do a bit more damage. His Sprinter +1 skill got moved from the 6-star abilities and is now an innate ability, and picked up Ignore Brave Battle Invincibility and Prevent Last-Ditch Survival in Brave Battle, making this character quite usable in PvP to the point that you can actually kill power characters, which is good. Like, I showcased him, and he did quite fine at 1 out of 5. Now, granted, I was running Yama for the debuff and Yuha for the boost, but let's be honest here, if you're trying to run this Ichibe, you want that type of setup, and you guys can't at me for that. That being said, he did need a bit more damage, he did need a bit more stuff, but we'll take it for what it is. For Brave Battles, he is pretty good. However, for PvE, he still remains unchanged because he never picked up Long Reach, he never picked up Guard Break. He is the same character that he was all those years ago. So like, unfortunately, he is still going to stay among the worst characters for speed. In due time, we could get a remake for this character for when they start doing Core 2 of the 1000-year blower characters. But until then, we'll just have to wait and see. And please, make him an SP character, not a PvP character. Good God. Up next is going to be Oetsu. This guy also got some pretty damn good buffs, of course mainly catered to PvE this time around. But he did not pick up Booster, which is a bit unfortunate, so no extra increase in focus and attack, but he did pick up damage reduction on the soul trait, so 12%. He's going to be a bit more tanky, and you can pretty much build him up with a full NAD VR build, so that way he can auto a bit more efficiently in single player quests. His bruiser got buffed from 40% to 80%, so now he's dealing the same damage as Misaki, and on top of it all, he also picked up poise in his 6-star abilities, so he cannot get staggered, and in the innate abilities, he picked up weakened immunity, so if you guys do take him into melee Soul Reaper guild quest, he cannot get weakened by anything. He might make a solid comeback for when it comes to the very hard GQ, since soul bombs are going to be nerfed, and for those of you guys that have max transcended, you guys will be able to make a solid use out of this character. Now, it is a bit unfortunate that he did not pick up the booster skill, but it is what it is. Personally, I do like his resurrection, and I do think that he's still a fun character to use to this day. Not a top 10 character, but still a great character. Keep in mind, he plays pretty much similarly to the White Zangetsu, since he does have a lunge, Walking Vortex, full screen SA3, and yeah. So, Oetsu's position in the list is definitely going to get changed. And if anything, I am going to buff him up just right here, right above Kisuke. And then, yeah, that would do it. Yeah. Or a bit higher? Nah, let's leave him at that. Honestly speaking, his damage output is just a lot better than Kisuke, even though he's a NAD character. But we'll take it for what it is. And then lastly is going to be Orihime. Now, all you guys really need to know is that they made her an amazing Link. But outside of that, all she really did pick up was strong type damage of 20% when at full stam on the soul trait, and she picked up multi-barrier on the 6-star skills, so now she gives out 5 shields rather than 3 to herself, and all of her other allies will now receive 3 shields. But the main problem with this character is that she needed more damage. Like, she only got 20% strong attack damage via the soul trait. Her berserker still remained the same, no increase in that. She did pick up Havoc on the innate abilities, so like she's definitely a bit better for when it comes to the range. But when I got to test her out at Max Transcendence and IT without Killer, she sucked. She actually sucked, and I was bummed. I was, you know, expecting somewhere along the lines that she would be just like Kisuke, but no, she needed 50% pure damage to even be remotely usable for IT when she doesn't have Killer, which is quite unfortunate. And she plays exactly the same like Kisuke too. Like, she has the same kit, 3-way split SA, 575. Okay, with the Havoc, it's a bit more range. I think it's like 610 or something. And then a 1200 radius full screen. So like, yeah, I was expecting her to do just as good as Kisuke, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. So in terms of the positioning on the list, she's at least gonna go higher than Jurem. She's a bit more usable now, but I'm gonna leave her right underneath Ryukin, which is sad because this guy does a bit more damage and is a bit more consistent despite not having status elements. So yeah, that's it. And we're done updating the list. Let's now talk about the new characters. Let's start off with the least hype of the banner being Ebern. Now, this guy is basically Tech Chojiro. That's the best way to describe it in terms of what he can do, because he does have the Technique Droplet drop of 30% and also guarantees the plus 10 droplets, which is pretty good. But besides that, he does have Berserker 40%, damage to lacerated enemies of plus 60% with Frenzy plus 2, Devastation of 60%, and also increases the power attribute character special move damage by 30% to himself and all of his other allies, meaning that this guy is a fantastic support unit for 1000 Year Blower Yamamoto, and he will be helping out to support the characters in the likes of Inheritance Zone, Epic Raids. Like, he's great. And keep in mind, he is a Link slot potion Link at that, so like, you want to mainly use him as a Link, but even outside of that, he's proven to be quite good. No double status elements, unfortunately, and some of the skills are pretty much fumbled. Like, he picked up Coin Drop of 70%, which is bullshit, Crystal Droll Drop of 50%, which is also bullshit. He needed something along the lines of increased status summon chance and the 80% SP boost. I'm sorry, but like, it's just very unfortunate. Like, really, he needed more. And his kit is pretty much the same as Swimsuit Ruruka, right? Where he has the 40% shave on the SA1, Vortex into pushback, and then instead of having the charge SA3, he now has a 1200 radius AoE full screen all around him. Like, he's a good character, just nothing too crazy, but noteworthy to be pretty much mentioned as a top 10 character per power. So yeah, on the list, I'm definitely gonna rank him up quite high. And I think the proper placement would be right above 1000 Year Blow Rook, yeah. Yeah, seems about right. Oh, his innate abilities? Right, I forgot. He has Guard Break plus hits hidden enemies, Havoc of 20%, and Sprint plus 1, so yeah, my bad. But other than that, pretty nice. I think that this character is quite good, but could have been a lot better because he has a better kit than Choudra and is a bit more safe than him. It just... why not increase status on the chance, bro? Come on. That's just so stupid. Like, we're getting every single end of the month character being with Frenzy plus 2 and that, so like, it's unfortunate, really. Up next is gonna be Quilge. Now, this is gonna be an easy ranking. I'm gonna put him at number 2 for the heart characters. So like, going back on the topic of Quilge, this guy's one of the best heart characters in the game, but is missing some kind of skills to make him one of the best heart characters in the game. Like, the best way to describe it, let's say you're pretty much eating at a restaurant, you ordered yourself a plate of meat and potatoes, and you get served a plate with just the meat, and you're missing the potatoes. That's what Quilge pretty much is, because let's just take a look at everything else. So, he has Drain on his entire kit. Normally, I would pretty much disregard that because there's too many ITs where enemies are immune to Drain and can cuck them, but guess what? That isn't a problem because he has Rampage. Rampage. Once you have killed 50 enemy mobs, you'll gain 100% extra damage and will apply to your normal attacks, strong attacks, and soul bomb. So like, you're just gonna be doing 100% overall damage as a whole. And he comes with Frenzy plus 2, 80% SP boost, full stamina damage boost of 20%, and damage to drained enemies of 40%. So this guy is basically 1000 Year Blow Retsu for heart, without the trap mechanic, but look at everything else he has. He also has Poise, so he cannot get staggered in Limit Break Request, which is amazing. A Devastation of 40%, and also has Team Party Heart Attribute Strong Attack Recharge of 20%. This is a broken skill because for Limit Break Request, let's say you start off with him in slot 1. In the first map, once you completely use up all your strong attacks and get the chance to use Quilge again for the 4th map, you'll already have all of your strong attacks available and ready to go, making him that much of a broken character and will support all other heart characters in getting their strong attacks back faster, which is insane. It's a broken skill. Now let's just start by drawing out a couple negatives for this character. He only has a Ranker Killer, which in my opinion is quite disappointing for content like Guild Quest. You're only going to be able to use him in melee or Ranker specifically, and that's just about it, really. It would have been nice to have a secondary killer, so that way there's a bit more value for this character, since this is another 1000 Year Blow Retsu that we're talking about. And the inabilities too, he has freeze immunity. I would have loved if he got, you know, complete status immunity, but screw it, who cares? I think it's not an issue. He only has Guard Break, so no Marauder and everything else. Sure, he doesn't have hit underground enemies, but like, fuck it, you can give him a Zeta Pill and work your way around it, but you cannot work your way around being able to nullify melee resistance at 100%. So like, for extreme co-op, he's gonna be a bit lackluster because you need to deal with enemies that have melee resistance, or even some common floors where you need to use specific characters. Let's say you plan to use Quilge for an Ranker floor, and enemies have melee resistance, you cannot use him there because he cannot be able to nullify that. Guild Quests too, like, you will not be able to use him in more than just the melee Ranker GQ. It's just the melee Ranker and not the ranged one. So like, you guys see where I'm going with this? And also has Sprint plus 1, so yeah. That's why I called him the meat, but is lacking the potatoes to pretty much make it a complete dish. But even then, his kit is OP like his name, Quilge OP. Because he has a 3k length beam with a 1020 width, 960 into homing vortex, and then a 1200 radius full screen. So yeah, this is a better 6th anniversary Aizen without sharpshooter and without the double killers. But even then, this guy's absolutely broken to the point that he merits the 2nd place for heart. I would rank him above Ichigo if he had the double killers, if he had Marauder, because the way of how I see it, Ichigo, sure, let's be 100% honest here. Quilge at 2.5 will outdamage Ichigo at 5.5. But guess what? Ichigo still has a lot more usage. You can use him in extreme co-op just fine. You can use him in multiple guild quests just fine. Like Ichigo is a lot more versatile in multiple different co-op quests that he just pretty much outvalues Quilge, even though he does a lot more damage. which, yeah, it is to be expected, but oh well, what can you do about it? He still is an amazing character, and I just think that this character is going to age just fine. And the good thing about this character is, let's say we do have an IT where enemies are immune to drain. Once you get the rampage built up, you're gonna be able to do just fine. You'll be able to kill enemy mobs just fine. And last but not least, Bambietta. Axtro's waifu. Good god, good god, good god, good god, good god. The amount of money that he had to spend for this character. But anyways, this is a very broken technique character, and she pretty much has the same problems as Quilge, albeit it's only one killer this time, because she does have sharpshooter, meaning that you can use her for multiple different content. She only has Captain Healer, but like, let's take a look at everything else, right? She has a full stam of 30%, so already pretty good for her base damage output, and if you guys do not like using her, you can use her as a link just fine, and it'll be completely fine, which is good. And she's also 3rd best snooker in the game, top 3 best snookers, I want to say. Yeah, right behind White, if you guys ask me, because look at that. Bombardment +1, damage to burning enemies of +40%, and also has a devastation of 60% with weakened defense, bro. That's crazy. And to make matters even better, she also has Frenzy +2 with increased status omen chance against speed attribute enemies, sharpshooter meaning that she can have guard break plus negate range resistance, and also has the 80% speed boost and also keeps the recharge. Broken set of skills, she doesn't have Berserker, but like, she pretty much doesn't need it. She's basically White in this kind of essence for technique, and it's good because we needed an updated tech unit that can nuke, right? Like, bro, what this character can do is pretty much similar to Quincy Ichigo, albeit there is some differences which warrants a comparison between the two. Just I haven't had the time to make videos, that's why I've been busy with my job. But yeah, let's just take a look at what she has in the innate abilities. Yeah, she also has Havoc of 20% paralysis immunity, which is pretty much what you would want to have for Guild Quest, and Spur +1, so yeah. The skills are good, they're fantastic. I just wish that she had more than just Captain Killer. And then the actual attacks, she has the Suction Vortex on the SA1, so basically Art Book Ichigo's SA1, and then SA2 is going to be the new Barrage mechanic. 150 degree angle, 1080 radius. It's not a full screen like I thought, which was unfortunate, but like once you get to activating this strong attack, you'll be able to spam the living hell out of that SA2 and be able to kill out enemy mobs just fine. Albeit it does lack a bit of radius, but it's still a good strong attack, better than the cross-shaped SA, and it's just super effective against epic raid bosses. And in Guild Quest, I do see this being a very potent strong attack to use right here. And then her SA3 is full screen. Yeah, very good set of skills, great kit. There's not that many problems I can list out besides the only gimmick of the SA2 being that you don't have as much invincibility frame. So like when you pop that SA2, you need to be careful for when it comes to actually activating it and not getting hit, because you're not invincible from it, and that applies to co-op quests as well. But other than that, very solid character. Like, she's amazing, and her remake is just a fantastic 10 out of 10. So where am I gonna put her on the technique list? Number 1, baby. Like I said, I do think that this character is an easy top 3 contender for technique, and if I were to rank her and update my top 10 list, I would pretty much put her above Safui Toshiro and have her below Quincy Ichigo, because her Soul Bomb is great, but I feel like Quincy Ichigo just does a bit more in terms of, you know, consistent strong attack damage and having double status elements. So yeah, because right now, for when it comes to Inheritance Trials, there's just one IT that comes into my mind where enemies are immune to burn, and that is the Quincy Inheritance Trials. But that's just about it. Everything else, she is completely usable just fine. You can get your way around it, so yeah. Anyways, that's my updated 1000-year blower list. Do you guys enjoy it? Do you guys agree? Let me know in the comment section below, and let's try to keep this clean. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys have enjoyed it, don't forget to smash that like button, share this video with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and hit the bell notification so that way you guys are up to date with my most recent videos. This has been your boy the Death Smasher, and I hope to see you guys all in the next one. So have a wonderful day, lads. Peace out. Bye. Sayonara. Ciao.